mistakes we make are creating a performance-based self-worth. There is different ways of building our self-esteem, and most will build their self-esteem on pleasing others, or most will build their self-esteem on pleasing others, but on serving others. I don't know if you could relate to this, but it's serving other people so we could feel good about ourselves. Here's the thing in relationships. You may be in a relationship where you feel like you're always the one giving. You're always the one left with nothing. That's, again, a performance-based self-worth. You're getting your self-worth based on that performance. So what's the matter with doing that? Because a lot of people say, well, I do love the people and I do love their share. But if you don't slow down enough to be able to see, to be able to stop and see, okay, why am I doing this? Where am I running to? And where am I running from? Because there's a lot of running that goes on when we're performance-based. Because if we think about being performance-based, we constantly have to perform in order to be connected and received and loved and appreciated. See, I did this actually for a while when I was in real estate. I made multiple six figures, the most incomes that I've ever made, only to feel empty at the end. I remember when I finally got there and like, that's it. And then after doing a lot of digging, I found out that I was still trying to please my dad, who's actually dead. See, when you're in performance-based, you're trying to please someone. You're trying to complete something that's not complete within your past. So, and the problem with that is that you start to lose your authentic self. You don't even know who you are because it's so much in the service of others. Another problem is you break your own boundaries. You will absolutely say yes when you meant no. You're going to say an unauthentic yes or an unauthentic no. I did a video on that before. But that right there is where kind of things starts to fall apart. You don't have the boundaries that you need in a relationship. You always have to perform in order to feel better about yourself, right? And the last thing is you constantly are losing a piece of you. So those are three mistakes when we go after the performance base. When we are always constantly going after being worthy or being connected or being good enough for somebody else, we're going to do those three things. We are going to forget about our boundaries. We're going to forget about our self-care because we're so busy doing it. And you know, another thing that we do too is we start to course correct our emotions. What I mean by that is we take our mind and we start to cut down what we're feeling based on what we've learned. I know as a coach, I have learned a lot of tools, and I got to remember to still feel my feelings, not just go for all these different tools that I have, because there's a saying, the brain is the wrong tool to fix the heart. When you're feeling, you stay with your feelings and you deal with your feelings. When your mindset is a whole different ball game. That's why in my Discovering My Authentic Self, we actually deal with both. We break down the patterns and then we deal with the heart as well, or we do it kind of together. So that's what I wanted to chat with you on. But the one thing that I wanted to tell you is that there is a way, there is a different way of being. There is a way that where you can have some authentic boundaries, some real boundaries. But a lot of people want to put boundaries. Boundaries doesn't start from the outside, it starts from within. Boundaries starts from you understanding why you actually even break your own boundaries. That's number one, you know. And number two is you also want to stop cutting off your authentic self by actually allowing yourself to feel your emotion and allowing yourself to rest. A lot of times we keep going because we're performing. When we rest, we feel like you're lazy. You know, one of the things I tell my clients is you got to have a day of rest, a day where you could chill, a day where you could not have to perform. You know, I was just asked to work after hours or do a meeting after hours. I contemplated with it. I was like, okay, yeah, I guess I could do it this time. And the problem with that is you do it once, you'll do it again, and you'll do it again. And so I had to call the person and I had to tell him, you know what? No, I'm not doing it. And you know what? I didn't die. It was okay. Because in my mind, I thought if I said no, wow, they're going to reject me. Where does that come from? Right? Well, I couldn't say no as a child. If I did say no, I would get spanking, or I could say I didn't. There was no honor and boundaries as a child. So now as an adult, it's easy to get into that performance base, saying yes when you mean no, and keep going backwards, right? Last question, and I'm going to wrap this up with this, is When is the last time that you actually did take a good breath? When is the last time that you actually slowed down and didn't do anything? When is the last time you actually felt the presence of just you being present? When is that last time that you're able to feel the breeze of the air and see a sunset and cry? When was that last time? Are you so constantly busy? Busy being in a relationship, busy trying to please your boss, busy trying to please your ministry, trying to please everyone. When was the last time you didn't please anyone, but you sat down and you started listening to that voice inside of you that's saying enough? The voice inside of you that's saying it's time to heal and it's time to deal. And hopefully this is you. Hopefully you stop running and you stop making excuses of why you can't do something, why there is never time, where there is never money, where there is never energy. Again, because you're performing. That's why. You're performing too much and you're spending your time, energy, places everywhere else but on you. Well, thank you so much for watching my videos. Please do subscribe if you like the video, and please share it, and also click on the bell button there so you can be notified with any new videos that I come out with. Thank you.